Hey, if your pipeline feels quiet, it's not the market, my friend. It's how you're building your pipe. I'm going to share with you the 4 key things that will make the biggest difference to the quality of your pipeline, irrespective of the marketplace that you operate in. Because right now, the challenge for recruiters is being able to get access to the quantity and quality of jobs and projects that they need to build and sustain a healthy pipe. And the reality of things at the moment, there's an attention recession. People aren't looking in their inboxes hoping to find an email from a recruiter that they don't know who is telling them how good they are. Responses to digital messages continue to drop. And as more and more organizations turn to automation and AI to try to find the solution, which ultimately revolves around doing more, the unfortunate byproduct is there isn't the consistency of work that they would like to see. So the things that really make the difference. In the old days, it used to be pick up the phone, make lots of dials, have lots of conversations, something will stick. Now, I'm not anti the idea of picking up the phone. In fact, I feel that the phone is the piece of technology that we seem to have left behind. We do need to be engaging with people with phone calls. However, the idea that more calls equals more business, I think that's now becoming old-fashioned. Because the quality of what we do, the conversations that we engage in, it's driven by the quality of the list. So when you have clarity on who your ideal client is, or ideal clients in the plural, and you can create targeted lists of individuals who meet that criteria, it takes time and it takes energy to do that planning. When you have done the plan and you've created a targeted list of 25, 45, 80 individuals who all have commonality as potential decision makers in the right profiles of organizations, who are facing the same types of problems that revolve around scaling their business or delivering their projects or meeting stakeholder expectations, you now have a value proposition to take to the audience. Because no one wakes up in the middle of the night and goes, oh my God, what I really need in my life is a new recruiter. They wake up in the middle of the night thinking about the progression of the project. They wake up in the middle of the night thinking about the succession plan that they are or aren't building so that they can elevate their own status. So if you want to build a healthy pipe, there are 4 things that you need to be able to ensure that you deliver in your list. And they are super simple. Make sure you are speaking to the right people, people who can genuinely make decisions, not the gatekeepers of decisions, the actual decision makers. Second, make sure you are contacting the right profile of organization, because when you speak to the right person in the right business, you start to identify the commonality of challenges and therefore solutions that all of them are facing and therefore all of them would purchase. And you start to get a stronger hit rate on the quantity of conversations that it takes to achieve the outcome, which is the quality of meetings that you would expect to be able to book and deliver. And when you speak to the right person in the right organization and you get timing right, like you're turning up on the right day because you've identified what are the triggers that create the opportunity for a team to need to be built. What are the triggers that create the opportunity for hiring to need to take place? What are the triggers that present themselves that means that the quality of talent an organization has a direct impact on their ability to achieve their own mission? And now we're showing up to talk to the right person in the right business on the right day. Then when we bring in the 4th component, we talk to them about the right subject. The least important problem that they have in their business at any time is the filling of jobs. There are bigger problems in all organizations. There is retention. Organizations who hire and then lose people in months 9 to 12. It becomes expensive. Just check out the data on the cost of making the wrong hiring decision. And surprisingly, not many people know, even as business leaders, how to hire, how to identify potential. So when we're talking to the right people in the right business, and we're turning up on the right day because of the trigger, and we're now talking about the problems that really matter, It starts with retention, and then it moves into performance. How well are people performing against their job? How well are people performing against the mission of the team that is contributing to the mission of the business? And then when there is performance taking place, performance creates delivery of mission, delivery of outcomes. Every business out there is on a mission to achieve something over the course of the next 12 months, 24 months, 60 months. And to ensure that they meet those expectations, they need to have the right team in place who are doing the right tasks to the right standards with the right level of commitment because they give a shit. And that's performance. And that performance starts to enhance when they are retaining good people, when they can hold on to the best hires. And all of this, my friends, this is all triggered. This is all triggered by good quality recruitment, which is what you do. However, the least important thing that they want to talk to you about today is recruitment. Talk to them about the bigger problems. Because, you know, little problems get solved by little people. Big problems get solved by big people. And sometimes big people have permission to send bigger invoices than little people. So when you think about the narrative and you start turning up more frequently because you've built a list of the right people in the right organization, having identified the right trigger moment to make today a good day to talk to you, and you're having the right narrative of conversation to talk to them about what matters to them rather than what matters to you, the trust that is required to start to get access to good business for the now and for the future is being invested in a two-way conversation. You know, there are still people out there who are rogering stuff into automation tools, spamming out emails to hundreds of decision makers every day, hoping that something is going to stick, hoping to catch somebody in a moment of vulnerability that means that they respond out of necessity, not out of choice. And when people respond out of necessity, it's got very little to do with you because they've got a problem that needs to be fixed and you were just the person who showed up. And because you're the person who showed up, they haven't chosen you. And because they haven't chosen you, there isn't the level of commitment that's required to actually see things through to completion. This is why so many recruiters get frustrated about new clients who promise the earth in terms of feedback and moving quickly, who then receive their CVs, receive the resumes, and it goes radio silence because they engaged out of necessity. When you go out to do business development, when you're building a pipeline that revolves around being chosen for who you are and your genuine understanding of the problems that organizations face, the things that truly matter, that revolves around retention and people performance and the delivery of a company mission that is all driven by good quality hiring, you stand out from the noise. So as everyone else joins in by being louder with the noise, it's those of us who turn up with the signal that make the biggest difference. So whatever it is that you choose to do today that is designed to build your pipe, start by building a good list. Because when you've got a good list, everything else starts to fall into place. Hey, thank you for watching. If you want to continue to get access to more high quality training and coaching ideas to help you to stay inspired as a recruiter, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, and check out the description below for relevant links to tools, frameworks, and other ideas to keep you moving forward. And I look forward to seeing you on another one very soon.